Hi, we in the portion Bo. The weekly portion Bo. Bo means come, come to Pharaoh. Last portion, we ended with the 7 plagues that were on Egypt, and this portion starting with the essence of the whole portion. 3 strikes, plagues that God is bringing upon Egypt. The word bow in numerology is 3, and it's symbolizing the 3 plagues that Moshe, with the hand of God, is bringing upon Egypt. 3 plagues were arbe. The arbe, it's those insects that eat the crops. I don't know how to say it in English. And then you have darkness, and it was a strong darkness. And why it had to be so strong? Because some of the people didn't want to come out of Egypt. They didn't want to come out of Mitzarim, limitations. They didn't want to go out of Egypt. Is it familiar to you when sometimes, you don't want to get out of something? You're staying in your own Egypt. So God is taking away few souls that doesn't want to come out of Egypt. They don't want to join, this beautiful essence of life to increase light in the world. They want to stay in Egypt, in the comfortability zone, comfort zone, Egypt. Pharaoh in our comfort zone. That's when we'll meet Pharaoh. That's when we'll meet our Egypt. And then plagues will have to come. Why? Because God wants to reveal His miracle to you, to Egypt, so you will know the divine. And the essence of the light is love. And to touch this light, sometimes God have to press you, have to, in a way, harm you, in a way like is burdening your heart so you wouldn't go out of your limitations, out of your ego. So a higher light, you will reveal Yud-Kei Vav-Kei within you. Pharaoh, Egypt, all the stories of the Torah which were real exist as well within our soul. So we had the darkness, and in the plague of darkness, something amazing happened. God is telling the sons of Israel, and He said it before to Abraham, I'm going to take your nation, my nation, into Egypt. They're going to be slave there for many years, but then they will come out with lots of money, gold and silver. So while the plague of darkness is upon Egypt, and it says in the scriptures they couldn't see a thing, not even an image. The sons of Israel, they had light at their place. And not just that, when they will come into Egypt, into this darkness, their eyes will be able to see the gold and silver. So the gold and silver is being handed over to the Jews as they go away. So this way God promising God is fulfilling what He promised to Abraham. You know that later on in history, in the time of Alexander Magdon, Egypt sued Israel, the sons of Israel, for all the gold and silver they took out of Egypt. And then it was a big thing at the time of Alexander Magdon, and we proved, according to the Torah, they used the Torah as well, that this money we took was for the slavery time that we worked over in Egypt. So after the plague of darkness, there's the plague of all firstborn is to be killed in Egypt. And that was a very hard thing. That's what's really breaking Pharaoh. He cannot, and then he's letting the people of Israel to go out of Egypt. And it says in that day, all the armies of Hashem, meaning how from above, how God is looking at you, you are His soldier, you are His Jedi, you are His warrior of light, and He's taking you out of Egypt. And because God damaged and killed, like really slaughtered, all the firstborns of Egypt, because Egypt didn't want to listen, so God had to do something very strong, very severe. May we'll all be blessed that we don't need to worship our ego till we'll get such a strong, painful thing to come out of ourselves and to proceed in life. So when they're coming out of Egypt, God is saying, because I killed all those firstborns, all firstborn out of the Hebrew people is going to belong to me, meaning ha-bechor. Every bechor, firstborn, is going to belong to me. That's why sometimes among us, the Jewish souls, the firstborn, bechorot, they have a very special bond with Hashem. A very strong divine light supposed to be revealed within them. Of course, not with everyone, but people that are a little bit spiritual, you will see this tendency of the firstborn to cling and to be with Hashem. Baruch Hashem. We're seeing this beautiful balance of Hashem. I took the firstborn of Egypt, you're going to give me your firstborn to work Hashem, not for nothing of that. I did that. It's just what happened. The firstborns were supposed to work at the temple, but because they sinned in Mount Sinai with golden calf, so this work is moved to the Levites. The Levites are the servant of God in the temple. And they all went out of Egypt. That's when Passover is being made. That's why we have this holiday. We're doing it fast. So Pharaoh, the ego is, oh, no, I don't want to let go. I'm not letting them go. I'm calling them in. So they had to run from Pharaoh. And of course, Pharaoh is waking up later on in the next portion and chasing Israel, but they're going out. And the end of the portion is with God is giving us the commandments about the holiday of Passover, and as well our tefillin. Why our tefillin are being given to us, to the sons of Israel. That's when this mitzvah is coming, to remind us that we went out of Egypt. For those who put tefillin, how many times you think really when you put those dark boxes, what is it all for? Why am I doing it? It's to remind you. It's to elevate your memory and to remind you that I gave you those boxes so you will remember. It's kind of a burden. You will remember how I burdened the heart of Pharaoh for what he did to you. I gave upon him all those plagues, and I took you, my firstborn, out of Egypt. There's another beautiful idea for those tefillin, why we've been given this tefillin. One on top of our head and one opposite to our heart. Why? Because sometimes, deep in our ego and our evil inclination, we know we're going and like telling ourselves all kind of thoughts and interpretations and assumptions and blah, 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 blah. So God gave you a boost of holiness just on your head to help you to clear, to help you to find the divine within your own mind, with the totality of mind, to see the light, to see which decisions really you need to take and which thoughts you need to write. And one in front of our heart, because sometimes I don't feel like doing anything. I'm feeling like staying in my own Egypt with my own ego, with my own scenario, and I don't want to go. I just don't feel. I don't have a feeling for it. So maybe we'll be blessed to put those tefillin. So when we're going back to the beginning of the portion of the week, it says like that. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe בוא אל פרעה, כי אני הכבדתי את ליבו ואת לב עבדיו, למען שיתי אותותי אלה בקרבו. God is telling Moses, go to Pharaoh, because I burdened his heart. Why I burden his heart? So he will recognize not just Shem Elokim, the powers of nature that they under the name of Elokim. I want him to reveal a higher light, that there is God above the powers of nature. above powers of nature. And according to nature, you're the king, you're the strongest one, but right now you're dealing with someone you're not supposed, with something you're not supposed to. You're supposed to release my people. And I want to give those plagues within him, because I want him that within his deep self, he will feel me. He will think me. He will long for me. Egypt and Pharaoh exist within each and every one of us. It's deep inside. And sometimes we're going through hard things in life, not because God wants to, make you miserable, because he wants you to elevate to a higher state of mind, a higher awareness, to perceive life in a different way, to see love and to reach for that unconditional love that we all believe in. Sometimes we need to be squeezed and squashed and bashed and by the one through our scenarios in life, through people that coming and harming us and annoying us, or situation and scenarios, because God wants us to feel this love during every process that we're going through in our own Egypt. During this process, notice that you're revealing slowly amazing divine providence. Everything is not for nothing, Everything have a reason. And while you are in this process, coming out of your own Egypt, you're feeling that. You're seeing those thoughts. And that's how you reveal God. But Moses is afraid to go to Pharaoh. He's afraid. The light within us is sometimes afraid to deal with all that darkness and what we're supposed to let go, what we're supposed to connect into, what to let go of and what to connect into. Meditation, let go of, disconnect, off to connect into. We're afraid sometimes to come to this Pharaoh within us, because we think that this thing that we're dealing with is too strong. Or maybe sometimes it's our fears, our anxiety, our stress and friction. We don't want to go there. So that's when God is telling us, Bo. Why didn't he say, go to Pharaoh? He tell him, come to Pharaoh. We're supposed to tell him, go to Pharaoh. Come with me to Pharaoh, to your own Egypt. Know that I have the power of love, this light, and I want you to reveal it. And sometimes when you just think about it, sometimes just think about it, contemplate over it, it builds a certain light, vitality within you to move forward, to try. In this word Bo, it says in Hasidut some other things. God, before he's giving all those plagues upon Pharaoh, he's trying to warn him. He's trying to warn him, don't do that. And before the strike of Bechorot, the plague of Bechorot, that every firstborn will die, he's telling him, go to him and warn him. Now, sometimes we ourselves as well in this state of mind that we're feeling like despair. There's no way out of the situation. And we're feeling like there's no tshuva, there's no place to go out and connect into what is logic and what we're supposed to do, what God wants out of us. No despair, no worries. Whenever you're going through a hard time, know that God is working with your Pharaoh, with your evil inclination. He's not attacking you. He wants you to come out of this place. So no despair. The second thing about Bo is he didn't say go to Pharaoh, but come to Pharaoh. It says in the scriptures that when you want to deal with something, don't go to it come to it with enthusiasm, with like excitement. Get into that thing. And when you're getting into the essence of things, the layers, the shells, the negativity, all the thoughts with the evil inclination and the negative assumption or whatever falls down. Why? Because you are getting into the essence of things. Exactly like when God told Noah, come to the ark, come to the letters, come into the divine wisdom and see it trying to guide you in your journey. This third thing is like when we feel that we're banging into a wall, into limitations, it's hard, we cannot go out of this place. Remember, God wants to reveal within you the light of Yud, K, Vav, K, a higher light, meaning He wants the potential of your soul to reveal itself. And when you perceive reality like that, it's just, saving you from anxiety, from sorrow, from despair, from sadness. You know that you are on a journey here to reveal the divine self. Now, another beautiful idea that I would like to touch in this portion of the week, it's with the plague of the Bechorot, Makat Bechorot. I would say Makat Bechorot, meaning the strike, the plague upon the firstborn of Egypt. In that plague, it's been told to the son of Israel, V'atem lo tetz'u ish mipetach beito ad boker, and you shall not go out of your